And I would like to officially welcome you to this PROCEDIN training session specifically crafted for SMEs. It is the third workshop that we have organized in order to help SMEs break the barrier and get themselves into the B2G world. So today's topic is building partnerships and consortium building in innovation procurement. We will have one great example from the city of Amsterdam. But of course, this is the full agenda. So after this short welcome, we will have Esme just briefly also letting you know what are the objectives and goals of this session, and generally what we would like to achieve with our SME workshops. And then later, Emily and Jeffrey will let you know everything about the live project and some examples of consortium building that they had. After that, everyone will have an opportunity to ask questions and anything they find interesting and relevant for them to be elaborated. And later on, we will let you know how you can get in touch with us and also how you can contribute, but also benefit from resources and the community that the PROCEDIN project is building. Just a small reminder regarding the virtual meeting etiquette. So please mute your microphones when not speaking. This is a webinar setting, so the microphones are muted automatically and you need to request to talk, but you can always utilize the Q&A box or the chat box to comment and ask your questions. And also I would like to ask speakers to have their cameras on while they are talking. So without the further ado, maybe Esme, if you would like to take over, do you have some slides, or would you just like to briefly mention what is it all about?
Yeah, I will share my slides. Thank you, Danielle.
Okay, then I will stop sharing my thing. So the floor is yours.
Great, thank you. Oh. There. Can you see my screen now?
Perfectly, yes.
Great. So welcome everyone. Thank you, Danielle, for the introduction. I quickly want to introduce the PROCEDIN project to all of you to share what our project is about and to also link it to the rest of the webinar. So the PROCEDIN project is about procurement of innovation and specifically about how we can leverage all of the existing knowledge on procurement of innovation that is already out there. And today's session is an example of a great project on procurement of innovation, but we also do other things. So it's not necessarily about creating new knowledge or creating adding to the pile, so to say, but more to share what's already out there and to combine it into making a procurement of innovation community. And PROCEDIN as a project, you already saw Danielle. Danielle's from F-Success. So we have F-Success, we have the University of Twente, we have two municipalities, Municipality of Haarlem and the Municipality of Gabrovo, and Pedal Consulting as well. So it's a 2-year funded project by the European Union, and we're leaning towards the end of our project currently. As said, we mostly focus on trying to share the existing knowledge that's already out there. And we basically do that through multiple steps. One of them is to combine all of the resources that we find online, such as, for example, case studies, but can also be trainings. Just any information that's out there in procurement of innovation, we try to map into our resource bank, which can be found on our website, our PROCEDIN website, which is procedin.eu. So that's one part of it, the existing resources. We also provide trainings, which is more on the legal aspect of it. Also, those can be found on the PROCEDIN website. And we try to also combine the stakeholders and map the stakeholders that are out there. So municipalities are one, SMEs are another category of stakeholders, and we try to combine them into one community so that they have the opportunity to interact with each other and to learn from each other. And I'm personally from a university, one of the other things that we think is very important is to link the current students with possibly doing something on procurement of innovation at once they graduate. So that is a different aspect of it. One of the things that, for example, can be found on this is our education database, where you can find all different types of courses on procurement of innovation or procurement in general. And then how to distribute and how to communicate and disseminate all of this information. Well, one of the things how we do that is are these webinars. So to interact both with SMEs, but also to interact with municipalities, for example, and to get to combine them in such webinars, but also in different events. And I think Danielle will probably mention it, but we also have an event coming up on June the 18th in Brussels, which is another way of trying to build a community and trying to learn from each other. So that's basically what PROCEDIN does in a nutshell. And just as a summary for all of the SMEs who are here today, so how can PROCEDIN help SMEs, and also the other way around, how can we learn from SMEs or municipalities? That's through our stakeholder map that we have that you can find on the website so that we can build a community. We have an active network, which Danielle will explain more about, our resource bank, and our training materials that you can find on the PROCEDIN website. So that's everything I wanted to talk about with regards to PROCEDIN. And I would like to give the floor to the Municipality of Amsterdam to give us an example of a real-life project that they're working on and that we can all, I think, learn a lot from. Thank you.
Thank you, Esme. Emily and Jeffrey, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you. I was just wondering, are you guys going to share the PowerPoint, or?
It can be used so it's easier for you to navigate.
Yeah, please. If you, yeah.
So I don't have the PowerPoint.
Esme,
I will share it.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Then Esme, please.
Great, thank you so much. So yeah, today we'll talk about the Scale Up project, which is a project on future-proof sports pitches. I think it's extremely relevant for what you guys are doing and what your vision is with PROCEDIN, and what we hopefully can contribute to that community, and hopefully some interesting insights for you guys. So my name is Emily. I'm the sustainability advisor for the Scale Up project. And
my name is Jeffrey. I'm the procurement advisor of this project.
Thank you. So for today's content, I'll start with an introduction of the project, how it came about and what it is, where we are at the moment. And then Jeffrey's going to continue with the innovation partnerships. Then we'll go to some key takeaways from where we're at right now, and then we'll open the floor for a Q&A. So I'll start with the introduction right now. So many cities are expanding, as most of you know, which is an increased demand for turf pitches. Municipalities must construct new turf pitches to meet the residents' needs. So when municipalities are designing these constructions, they have to try to implement strategies that mitigate and minimize the negative environmental impact of the turf pitches. So the cities like Haarlem and Amsterdam rely on artificial grass for sports due to scarce space and year-round usability, leading to increased usage. Consequently, natural grass pitches are being replaced by artificial grass, causing significant environmental issues, such as microplastic, limited reuse and recycling options, nitrogen emissions during installation, high CO2 emissions, water usage, and contributing to urban heat stress. So the Scale Up project to address this issue is trying to transform approximately 225 pitches in Amsterdam and Haarlem. And just to clarify, when I say pitches, I mean a turf field or a sports field. So they're all the same word. So for those that might get confused. So for the next slide, implications of increasing turf pitches. So the current impact of one artificial turf pitch includes approximately 900 tons of CO2 emissions during production, an average of 8,730 tons of virgin material used, 2,841 tons of water generated, waste generated after 10 years, leaching of approximately 3.5 kilos of infill, which are microplastics, and they are infill of the turf field, and they expand into the nature in the surrounding areas. Also a heat island effect. Artificial turfs reaches an average temperature of 62.5 degrees Celsius in the summer. They also cause biodiversity loss, and there's a potential savings of 6,283 cubic meters of drinking water. So in addition to the evident environmental drawbacks of turf pitches, external pressures like new legislations notably drive the need for innovation. The EU, for example, recently banned rubber infill for turf pitches. So to prepare for the future, pitches must adjust to evolving environmental conditions and must meet functional demands and expectations. So what are we looking for in this project? We have challenged the market to come up with effective solutions for sustainable, future-proof artificial turf fields. We have defined sustainability with 4 ambitions: smart and clean, circularity, energy, and climate adaptation. Esme, if you mind going to the next slide, please. Thank you. We welcome both new and innovative solutions, as actually you've mentioned in your introduction, as well as existing ones that can be further developed or applied in a total system solution or different contexts. We have asked the market to address all 4 ambitions with solutions that are feasible, affordable, scalable for the future. So these are the parameters we've requested from the market. Next slide, please. So in Amsterdam and Haarlem, along with numerous other municipalities, they are actively pursuing goals of clean air, sustainability, and climate resilience. Through the Scale Up project, we aim to translate these objectives into outdoor sports fields. With our 4 ambitions set, we focus on the turf pitch infrastructure to identify areas for innovative solutions. So here's an image that indicates that there's potential and possibility. So for the next slide, please. I apologize, I only have this image in Dutch for those who don't understand, but each line represents a possible innovative idea or solution in such a sport park or sport complex. Sustainable sport parks promote physical activity and community well-being, offering diverse facilities and services that connect the communities through sports and social activities. Our primary focus is on enhancing the turf fields for increased playability and sustainability within the Scale Up project. Other park features are secondary, with natural grass fields not being our focus due to the limited playing hours. Through the Scale Up project, we aim to address urban challenges by utilizing these adaptable spaces to serve multiple purposes and contribute to the city's solutions. Next slide, please. So different fields have different field conditions, like dealing with floods or extreme heat during play. We require innovative solutions to tackle sustainability challenges. The increasing number of artificial sports pitches, as depicted by the orange blocks in the left image, underscores the rising demand due to extended playing hours. Considering space usage in the city, the square meters allocated for sports pitches would potentially be repurposed for alternative construction, highlighting the need for efficient and effective utilization of these areas. Next slide, please. So in these bustling cities, providing sport opportunities for residents is crucial. We see an opportunity for artificial pitches to address urban sustainability challenges, such as heat management, water scarcity, and flood prevention, by integrating sports facilities into city sustainability goals. So in the image above, you see that the red parts are the turf fields that create heat islands in the city. So this is one of the issues that this innovation is trying to tackle. For the next slide, please. So over the years, the market has actively pursued solutions to environmental challenges. These include fields with water management systems, infill-free options, bio-based products, and even energy generating fields. Numerous pilots have been implemented in Amsterdam and Haarlem, as depicted in the accompanying images above. While each pilot has been successful, scaling up remains a challenge. In the first one back, please. In the first picture, the field uses crates underneath the field to store water, regulate heat, manage moisture, and provide cooling. So there's crates under the surface of the turf field that catch the water and store the water. And once it is hot outside, the water damps and cools the playing field. In the third picture, a new type of field design eliminates the need for water during play, addressing global water scarcity concerns. So each of these have a different purpose. So next slide, please. So scaling up successful pilot lags. So the lack of skill makes market development difficult. Each municipality presents the questions differently, leading to different demand harmonization. Additionally, funds are scarce and the selection often prioritizes the lowest price over quality. This phenomenon aligns with theories of innovation where stagnation precedes scalability. Our procurement approach aims to address this specific challenge. Next slide, please. So where we are right now is the timeline of this project. So far, the municipality has applied for and received a European Life Subsidy. This subsidy enables the municipality to implement a procedure such as the Innovation Partnership and invest in innovative and sustainable solutions for artificial turf pitches. As part of the subsidy, the municipality is committed to scaling up the developed solutions further in the Netherlands and in Europe. So now that you've gotten an overview of some of the current city challenges and the opportunities this project offers to the market to provide solutions, I'm going to pass it on to my colleague, Jeffrey, for the innovative partnerships.
Yes, thank you. So as you can see in the retrospect, we are at the moment in the tender. It's published 2 weeks ago, so that's now the status of our project. If we go to the next slide, please. Then I first will tell you something about the Innovation Partnership as a procedure in the European guidelines. It's one of the procedures that can be applied. So for this project, we have to choose a suitable procedure, and we choose for the Innovation Partnership because it has different purposes we can work on. But first, so as you can see in the picture, the procedure has 3 phases. First, we have the tender phase, second, the research and development phase, and third, the commercial phase. Now, the key difference with normal tender procedures is that the tender constrains the negotiation of the final offers. So this allows parties to receive feedback and refine their offers. Normally, there is one final offer you can do. And on this one, we can talk about to improve it. Another distinction in the procedure is that we have an R&D phase to work on the innovation, and then second, after that, we can in the commercial phase we can buy them at large scale. So there are different there's a different procedure. So it will help us to scaling up also the innovation, but also develop suitable solutions. How we set this up in our project, because we have to look at the current situation of the market and of our municipalities who are responsible for replacing and reconstructing the sport pitches. So the first one is a tender phase. In the next slide, I will tell more about this phase. If we look to the research and development phase, solutions are refined and tested, which the municipality provides location for a prototype and a pilot. We do this to test the innovations on a half and on a whole field, so we can see what the effects are when you're playing on it, and what it does with the weather. At the same time, we have chosen to construct pitches which are existing, but also who are more sustainable. So in this phase, we combining these two, like work packages. It's also it's handig.
It is handy.
It's also handy. It's also useful. So the market parties can already earn some money to invest in their innovation. So we combine that. We see there are a lot of advantages in. And the third is the commercial phase. In this phase, after the research and development phase that's successfully done, we can buy the innovations at large scale. In totally, we expect like 200 pitches in Amsterdam and Haarlem over 8 years. All right. Then I will tell about the tender phase. It has two main steps. First, the selection, and second, the award. We choose to select 5 parties based on their vision, and after that phase, we are going to the awards with 3 parties, and they which provide a plan for the innovation and the solution, but also the scalability and the affordability of the solution. We adapt this procedure. There's one requirement to choose here for, and that's about new or improved solutions which are currently not available in the market. We see a lot of opportunities to reaching our goals to offer new innovations. So we choose this innovation partnership. We want to allow the market to offer, develop, test, and scale up new solutions for sport pitches. The municipality aims to procure successfully innovations on a large scale. With the innovation partnership, it's allowed to procure the solutions on a large scale after the R&D phase. The market has the opportunity to offer and implement successfully tested innovations. Another reason why we choose this is that the innovation is also needed to achieve our sustainability goals. Therefore, we need the collaboration between market parties, knowledge institutions, and other governance. So we have to share our knowledge in this procedure to develop good solutions. Also, with this partnership, we can enter into a long-term cooperation. We choose for 8 years after the R&D phase, so the investments can be earned back. And on a long-term collaboration, we can work together with other stakeholders, like the maintenance department, but also sports associations who are responsible for the demands. Well, we primarily focus on the products, but also process innovations are needed. And in this procedure, it's possible to work on processes to improve them as well. Next slide, please. What we have done before we start the tender, and what we're still doing, is making a good analysis of the market. What we are seeing is that when you look at the subject of the tender, that's like sport pitches. So there are suppliers, contractors in that sector, but there are also possibilities for new parties with solutions for circularity, climate adaptation, and energy that can be applied to sport pitches. So we are looking to the integral solutions, and therefore we think that the parties will collaborate in consortium. Consortium is a collaboration of more parties combined. There's also room for startups. The startups with a good idea can collaborate with bigger parties to construct a sport pitch. So we stimulate the market to find a collaboration and offer us the best solutions. What's also interesting is that we not only looking for parties who are familiar with us, but also it can be interesting for parties who don't know they have a good solution for this problem. So there can be in other sectors, there can be maybe in the sector of the infrastructure, there can be parties with solutions for climate adaptation, what is also applied to sport pitches. So we hope to reach that parties as well in our tender. The next slide, please. What we also did to reach and to make it possible for small and medium enterprises is that we set up our selection and awarding slightly different. Normally, we set some requirements to experience with construction for sport pitches. Now we don't do that to make it accessible for new parties, but also for small and medium-sized enterprises who haven't this experience yet. By setting these requirements, a wide range of parties are unable to enter this tender, despite their excellent knowledge of developing suitable solutions for these goals. Or consequently, by setting these suitable requirements, they are compelled to collaborate with other experienced parties, which may reduce the number of parties. In the selection phase, all the parties applying are evaluated based on two main criteria. First, their R&D capabilities, and second, their ability to organize and coordinate different subcontractors and diverse processing simultaneously, addressing the multi-level complexity of this project. Because we saw in the previous slides that there are more components of our project who has to be managed. Now, second, the award criteria. We are constructing the award criteria right now, where they be evaluated on a plan. This will oversee their innovation in their solution, and also the affordability and scalability of the solution. For the next slide, how see we the collaboration within this contract with the parties? We are as municipality facilitating in the innovation development during the R&D phase. The municipality allocates one location for a prototype and a pilot per contractor. This approach involves parallel innovation track with the 3 contractors, each leading their own track. Upon awarding the contract, the contractor develops a plan based on the solutions offered and agreement requirements. This plan and this do we do together with the parties to maximize the facilitating we can offer. Yeah, this plan where they will work on for their innovation is the foundation for the complete R&D phase. The municipality supports this phase also by providing knowledge and bringing in important stakeholders to discuss the innovation. Between each step, there are testing moments. We are looking together of the pitches meet the requirements after that. Yeah, and if we look to our contract, it's important that our contract is supporting this, but also it's supporting the innovation. Because the innovation isn't not yet known, so we have to build in the contract flexibility to adjust it or to make it more suitable. And also we do this in collaboration with the parties. So there's a lot of collaboration. There are a lot of goals on collaboration, and we see that as an middle and an aim,
medium, like
for method to reach our goals. And for the next slide, well, we had undertake several actions to reach and to engage the market parties upfront, but also during the tender. So we organized a matchmaking event to where parties can meet our project, but can meet other parties to collaborate. So we're stimulating these consortia forming. We also did a market consultation first to know if there is interest for this procedure, because it is a very, very complex procedure, the innovation partnership. And also we want to test in the first market consultation which innovation opportunities there are to choose for this procedure. And also we did a market consultation to give input to our plans and to our goals. So we have used that information to make our tender documents better. Also, what we did is we organized some webinars for the parties about particular subjects. One of them was over the possibilities to form collaborations. Other actions we did, and isn't on the slide, that we have an email address to where all the parties can every time make questions and comments. So we did a lot of effort in communication, but also reaching market parties. Then we have some key takeaways for this for rounding up this presentation.
So I'll continue with the key takeaways. So Jeffrey just said a lot of, he explained a lot of the procedure, which seems complex, but when you hear it more often, it makes a lot of sense and it allows for a lot of flexibility and adaptive approaches within such a big project. So the key takeaways that so far we felt are relevant for this project is that to really understand thoroughly the current market and where the market is headed, you have to have an extremely good understanding of where that market is at. And consider the perspectives of the market parties, including their business orientation, needs, and ambitions. In this way, you're able to communicate, engage, and collaborate more effectively. Also maintain a diligent communication and allow for input. So this was especially the last point you just mentioned, that it is extremely important that the parties feel that they're being involved in every step of the way. So the next slide. So the next step and the outlook. So where we are right now is that we're currently receiving applications. As Jeffrey said, we published the documents only a month ago now.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. So right now it's an exciting phase for the project. Some applicants are coming through. In the summer, we would like to start awarding the award phase for negotiations. And in Q3 and 4 of this year, we will be evaluating these offers. In the beginning of next year, we will end the tender phase and start the R&D phase. In Q2 of next year, we will be expecting to have the prototypes starting, and the year after, the pilots. And then for the last step for this, at least for this outlook, is the expected end of the R&D and start of the commercial phase, which will then expand over about approximately another 8 years. So then next slide, a little note about the European Life Subsidy. So what's really important for this subsidy is the replication and transfer aspects of it. It is not tied to one municipality. It's very important that it is the knowledge and information is shared, and approach and a procurement strategy are able to be replicated and transferred across many cities. For the next slide, so for more information, you'll be able to either the email address that Jeffrey just mentioned, or either of our email addresses. If you have any more questions afterwards, feel free to contact us. And we'll open the floor for some questions now, if that's all right.
Thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you, Emily, for the presentation and for the also great work done in the project. We do have questions already for you, and also I think Esme has some questions as well later on regarding the consortium building. So the first question that we have, so in the long term, how do you, as Municipality of Amsterdam, connect with the SMEs? So do they become subcontractors to the big companies, or do they retain a direct connection with the municipality?
You want to answer?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
I will try that. Well, it depends how our consortia are formed. Maybe there is a group of SMEs that are combined in a consortium, but it's also possible to be a subcontractor. But it's important in this market to stay in touch with also the small medium enterprises, because they are developing new innovations. So we're looking for possibilities from, can they join another consortium in the contract, or isn't it able? So we offer a lot of space in building and continuate the consortium by adding some partners. But yeah, it depends of the party what they want also in the business model.
Thank
I
you.
hope it's answering the question.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. We also have other question. So are the SMEs showing interest, like high-tech startups, or a mix of established and new companies and more or less innovative?
Yeah, well, we see a lot of SMEs with solutions for circularity, for climate adaptation, and for energy. For the sport pitches, we see the bigger parties, but there's not really the startups. We haven't seen them yet, but maybe when they are applying, we see them. That there are also be startups. There are possibilities for startups, but we don't know yet if they are applying of combining in a consortium. So maybe in the next time we can tell more about it, the parties who have applied to this tender.
Speaking, sorry.
Yeah, for the market analysis, small to medium-sized enterprises would be a very good fit, given their expertise in very niche solutions. Yeah. So it'd be in the way this is structured, it would be beneficial if they're connecting with other parties that have other expertise, so each could work on their own strengths.
Yeah, one important thing for us is that what we're buying is a complete system of a sport field with additional functions. So we ask to construct at the end the whole pitch with all the functions. So it's possible that there are several subcomponents innovations are offered by startups or offered by, but it's also important that in the consortium there is a party to collect that and to construct it. So that's part of our question to the market.
Thank you very much for following up on that. I think it builds nicely on the next question. So do you have any general tips for businesses such as SMEs who would like to participate?
Yeah, I think it's important to open up to which are governments are putting tenders for innovation and connecting with governments who are setting up an innovation partnership, and contact them and be on the radar of potential buyers, but also stimulating to do something in innovation procurement. Because if you have a good idea, the government of the buying party has to choose a fitting procedure here for, so you can offer your innovation. So I think it's very important to keep the connection and be visible and
on the radar.
On the radar. But what we also do is we offer some space for pilots. So now and then, so there's also always room for that. And yeah, maybe also when there are coming like the bigger questions like these, to find your partners in which you can collaborate if you can't do it in your own.
Yeah, it's really a vision. Like if you regardless if it's our specific turf pitches or another innovative solution, is if you connect to that vision and you have creative ideas to solve it, find people that think similarly to you but have other capabilities that you like. How do you say it? Yeah, you add value to each other. So together you're stronger and you're able to do more and scale. And that's exactly like the most important thing like here is that we are able to scale it up, and it doesn't just remain one pilot, and it really makes a bigger impact on the city sustainability goals, the various city sustainability goals.
Yeah, but also because on our project it is a long term, we it's it's important that you improve the solution. So learn from it, test it, learn it, improve it, make it better. So we also stimulate the parties to develop the solutions better and learn from what is applied.
Thank you really, really much for the elaborate answer. It sparked some other questions that we have here.
Right.
So perhaps if you could just repeat again how and where to apply. And also, as a startup in energy efficiency of buildings, who do we contact in a city to get space for piloting? So perhaps on your behalf, if you already know a department or a person or a program that they can apply as well.
Well, if I look at the Municipality of Amsterdam is quite big. So when you're entering a general number, it's difficult to come through. Well, we have and I don't know of other municipalities after too. We have a tender planning. So you can see which tenders are coming up. There's more information. But also platforms. I think TED and TenderNet are platforms where tenders are published. But yeah, I think that if you have these solutions, to reach someone from the municipality. But in this particular case of Amsterdam, you can email me or Emily for contacts who are doing that. But other municipalities, I don't know how to reach them effectively.
Thank you really much. And also how and where to apply is in the presentation as well. So we will be sharing the recording so everyone can look back and check also your contacts as well. And last question that we have before moving forward is, did you keep the SMEs in mind when designing the terms and conditions such as risk diversion?
We have in the tender, we published the contracts with the concept, in which are some parts are quite vastgesteld, quite
concrete, like set in stone.
But they can be proposals to adapt it. So we can look in the tender phase if we are able to adjust them. But also we setting some things about risk. We leave it open to reallocate the risk at the moment the parties are contracted. So then we are making afspraken hebben.
Agreement.
Agreements on the position of the risks.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey and Emily. Esme, do you have any follow-up questions before we move forward?
No, thank you. I don't think so. As we have 5 minutes left, I think we could continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time and listening to us, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you for presenting.
Of course. So we are building an innovation procurement community. So we have Peter wanting to ask a question, and we can just... Peter, I lost him. So he raised a question and left. Oh, here it is. So Peter, if you can write it in the chat, and then we will answer at the end. So we are building the innovation procurement community. As you could see, we have a lot of questions. SMEs are still getting familiar on how to work with governments, how to work with public bodies. And we are doing everything to help to ease up that process. And in order to do that, we also are building our innovation procurement community. So I invite everyone who has more questions to join our platform. It is going to be a closed LinkedIn group consisted of public bodies, SMEs that are interested to work with municipalities, with cities and governments, all in order to provide them with capacity building opportunities and also workshops, and also help them navigate the procurement process with ease, and help them foster collaborations and network with their peers and also other public bodies. So to join, please, you can scan this QR code, or you can go to our website, PROCEDIN.eu. If you go there, there is a menu, and it's written "Get Involved," and it will lead you to this link, PROCEDIN-community, and you can just register. We just want to know why you would like to join, and then once we have the critical mass made, we will launch the community that will remain active even post-project. So when it comes to our workshops that we have envisaged, so as mentioned at the beginning, this is a series that we wanted to round to help SMEs have a great introduction on innovation procurement and also B2G, business to government model. So after this session, we will have the next one on June 26th, which will deal with legal insights. So it will be a workshop dedicated to navigating innovation procurement regulations. But before June 26th, we will also have our Innovation Procurement Task Force conference. So the conference will be dedicated to scaling up innovation procurement in Europe. It is a great event with a lot of nice speakers and a lot of great content, not just for public authorities, but also for startups and SMEs that are wondering on how to scale up their innovations as well, and how to work with governments. We will discuss about the challenges, about the barriers, but also about the opportunities that lay there. The event is free of charge. Everyone is welcome to join us in Brussels on June 18th in Le Chaufferie. Of course, for more information, you need to visit iptf.eu and to register your attendance. We will accept registrations until June 7th, so you still have a week to do so, but please, if you're interested, let us know as soon as possible. So we will perhaps oh, no more questions. So I wanted to see if there are questions, but yes, thank you to Esme for joining us, but also thank you Emily, and thank you Jeffrey for sharing your expertise, for sharing the interesting project that you have, and for answering a lot of questions that we had. So thank you very much everyone, and I hope that we will still continue to build capabilities in innovation procurement. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.